Goodness gracious me, Ipswich Town fans, 65 minutes in, and I thought we were destined for another 0-0 draw. Then all of a sudden we're fourth in the Championship and 3 points off the automatic promotion places. Life comes at you fast, very positive evening, and you just can't predict Ipswich Town, and you certainly can't predict the Championship either. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Harvey Bell YouTube channel. I am Harvey Bell and we're going to be discussing Ipswich Town's 2-0 victory away at Hull City as ever. Please do smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and also tell me who your man of the match was, what you thought of the performance this evening, and how happy you are that Ipswich Town are into the top six for the first time this season. It's very positive indeed. Results did go our way, mainly tonight. They certainly went our way at the weekend, which despite our 0-0 draw with Wrexham meant that we could move into the playoff places with victory tonight, and we duly delivered what we needed to do to get that over the line. And I mean, the first 45 minutes, we won't touch on it too much because I think most Town fans will agree that it was pretty dire, pretty awful to watch. Nothing happening in the game, not really from either side. Both teams relying on the other side to make a mistake for a glimpse of a chance. And when that glimpse of a chance came, neither side capitalised on it. And it did look very much like even midway through the second half, we were going for another 0-0 draw until Kieran McKenna made the subs. Jayden Philogene came on, and a moment of magic, really. A really special delivery into the box that Nunez was able to header in from Jayden Philogene. And that's the difference of having players at this level that have that quality in them. And I spoke a lot after the last game about having those big moments. I said that we're reliant on them too much, but actually, you know, on nights like tonight, I'm so happy for them to come out. And Jayden Philogene, what a delivery that was. And, you know, fair play to Nunez as well. He's got to bury that, and he duly did. A good header across the goalkeeper and to put Town 1-0 up. And from there was only going to be one winner in the game. Town never really looked like stumbling after that. Hull never really looked like equalising. And what a moment for Chuba as well. We've been talking a lot about AKPOM needing a bit of luck, needing to get that first goal over the line. And sometimes it takes a corner to deflect off a couple of people and fall right into your path when you're 2 yards out, just to tap it in. And that's exactly what happened for Chuba tonight. And long may his confidence grow. And hopefully now he can really kick on and try and show us the Chuba that we've seen in this division before, the Chuba that scored 28 goals for Middlesbrough in a season. And hopefully we can see that for Ipswich Town now. But a few things to touch on tonight, and one thing that could potentially go under the radar is the fact that Ipswich Town, as well as being unbeaten in their last six, have now kept 3 clean sheets in their last 6 games. Also 2 clean sheets in a row, which has been something of a major rarity in Kieran McKenna's tenure as Ipswich Town manager. We spoke a lot earlier in the season and throughout the course of this season about defensive fragility, and I've called it out many times, saying that we're too exposed at the back, but credit where credit is due. Dara O'Shea and the defence are doing a fantastic job. I was surprised tonight when the team news come out to see that despite keeping a clean sheet at the weekend, Cedric Kipri was out of the squad, and I questioned why Jacob Greaves was coming back in, but away at his former side, Greaves did a terrific job tonight alongside the captain Dara. Obviously Leif Davis and Darnell Furlong solid as ever. Our fullbacks are usually quite dependable, but a word as well for Christian Walton. And this isn't to discredit Alex Palmer at all, because I think Alex Palmer has been good in his time at Ipswich Town, but you can't look past the coincidence that since Christian Walton has come back into the team, we've kept 3 clean sheets out of 6, and that's really impressive. Christian Walton has always been reliable during his time at Ipswich Town, has been a little bit unlucky over his Town career to fall out of the side due to injury. And yeah, I think the shirt is very much his to lose now. So fair play to him for sticking around and fighting for his place, because he's fought hard for it, and it looks like he's going to be keeping hold of it as well. Dare I discuss top 2? And it seems ridiculous really, because I'm recording this probably about an hour after the game was finished. If you had spoken to me 2 hours ago, I would have been sat there, you know, fairly miserable, thinking, oh my goodness, it's going to be another disappointing result off the back of the Wrexham game as well, and Town struggling to beat momentum. But all of a sudden, in the space of a couple of hours, we're now talking about automatic promotion again. And it seems crazy to be doing so, but I feel like we were well within our rights to, because if we win on Friday night, we will go into the top 2 for the first time this season. If we can get those 3 points away at Oxford United, albeit it may be temporary with us being the first kickoff of the weekend, but mentality-wise, that's a big thing to get yourselves into the top 2. It shows that we're very much in the race, and yeah, it could be massive. We can talk about ifs and buts and things like that, but it is a massive opportunity for Town to really send out a message to the league and a statement of intent to be in and amongst the challenging pack to go up automatically come the end of the season, which people would have expected us to be before a ball was kicked before the start of the season, but things haven't exactly played out that way. But if we can get ourselves into that top 2 this Friday night, then I think the atmosphere will really start to lift around Portman Road. We as fans will be a lot happier, and things will really start to click. And it's so strange. Football is so strange, and I speak as a passionate fan, and I don't want to be too analytical here, but how quickly you can climb the table, and how, it sounds cliche, but how quickly things can change is remarkable. Because just a few weeks ago, we're languishing in 12th, and we haven't won an away game all season, and now all of a sudden we're talking about potentially going second on Friday night. And I know people say that Coventry City are gone. Another big result for them tonight, 4-2 away at Middlesbrough in a top of the table clash, and they are doing a remarkable job. But we've seen how quickly the table can turn, and I'm not willing to rule us out yet. It's going to take a hell of a lot of consistency. It's probably going to take a little bit more quality, even more so than we showed in the last 20 minutes tonight. But I'm not willing to rule us out of the title race yet. But a big step would certainly be getting ourselves into second place this Friday night and trying to maintain that for as long as we possibly can, even if that does mean we fall out of it by Monday morning when all the other fixtures have been played. To be in and around there would be a massive boost. But otherwise, a couple of things to mention as well on tonight's game. A couple of injuries. Jens Kajust came off at half-time. He took a knock in the first half. Nobody really knows the extent of that injury yet. Jack Taylor did come on at half-time, and I mean, Jack Taylor, I feel like after every game I'm talking about him and saying what an improvement he's made to the team, what an improvement in his own performance. And I do think the second half upturn in form had a lot to do with him. Brings such a good physical presence to midfield, which is something he's definitely worked on this season, more so than any other season. But he is forward thinking, he gets us going forward, and I thought he was terrific in those second 45 minutes today. And then also Dara O'Shea went down a couple of times, seems to take a couple of knocks to the head, so I would imagine that he could potentially be checked for concussion, but I'm certainly no medical expert. But it does leave the question as to, if he doesn't play on Friday night, who has the captaincy. And I'd be very interested to hear sort of what you think about that, because in my head I was thinking Leaf maybe would take the armband, maybe Christian Walton, maybe George Hurst if he starts. I feel like it would be one of those 3 boys that have been around for a long time. But your thoughts on that? Most welcome. I'll leave it there really, because there isn't too much to say. I don't want to keep going on and on and on for the sake of it, but I'm very happy tonight, as I'm sure you are, with Ipswich Town beating Hull City 2-0 and climbing into the playoff places for the first time this season, thanks to goals from Marcelino, Nunez, and a first Ipswich Town goal from Chuba. So thank you very much for watching. Tell me your man of the match, and otherwise keep on keeping on.